Hello, everybody. We are just starting up here. Sorry for the slight delay there. We were running a little bit late, dropping the kid off at the babysitter, and then I was trying to make some adjustments, like you see in the background here. We had gotten that permission to use that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started here in just a few minutes. Camille, hello. Hello. I'm just trying to do my last little bit of stuff to make sure everybody has a chance to hop in here.
I know, I keep messing with my hair. It's good to see you, Camille. Hey, welcome in. Wolf Monk, hey, welcome in.
Hey, hey, to both of you. Welcome in.
What do you guys think of this background? I absolutely love it. That's my favorite part, by the way. Need more sex appeal? Ooh, snap.
Emperor Clone, what's up, buddy? Take your shirt off, X. Oh, okay. Let me just take it off. Hold on, right here, right here. Salty. See, I got the pirate underneath. I got to represent, you know?
I'm quiet. I'm actually trying to be a little bit quiet. We have two mics in the same room. Yukon!
And you're too loud.
No, I'm too loud.
Yukon, what's up, buddy? Fireball is a little quiet. Yeah. That's probably because I have the chat down. That should be up. Yeah, we can hear her twice even when she's quiet. That's because I have a microphone right here and she's literally like right there. And she's got a really sensitive mic. And she's super loud. She doesn't know how to talk quietly. So, Fireball, all I can say is shut your mouth. I'm just kidding. I love you.
You know what the crazy part is? He actually said the F word, even though he bleeped it. Like, y'all might have been bleeped, but I got the full brunt force of that. So I guess I don't need to have a mic because I can hear myself through yours.
Yeah. Because you're.
So I just need to yell at you the whole time.
That's fine. Almost what you did better. You prefer in vocal, Emperor Clone, yep. Wolf Monk, thanks for dropping by. Dude, good luck in your tournament. I hope it works out for you. I don't know what you just did, Fireball, but you really messed up the green screen chroma key. That's crazy. Okay, don't. Yeah, your black light. Your black light's killing the chroma key.
But my shirt clothes. I can
Fireball on her black light and stuff. She's actually had a good volume there. That's because she's super. She's yelling. Yeah. All right. If you guys want to participate in the discussions, and you want to actually have a voice here, please join in the roundtable voice channel here in my Discord, and then you can participate that way. I'm hoping that it's not just going to be me talking. I have some stuff prepared, but I'm hoping that it's going to be a little bit of everybody partaking and giving their thoughts on social media in general. I have some good talking points here. I think some of the stuff, all the way from going to live tweets to all the way from analytics using specific hashtags to target audiences and some other stuff there. And if there's any questions, you can also post it in the Discord underneath the roundtable channel that I had set up there. It's at the bottom of the social section. You'll jump in after you get out of this path. Look at each other. I think you look at the opposite ways. Let me see here. If I'm looking at her, yep, I'm looking. Yep. It's backwards.
I'm backwards. It's
Hold on.
normal.
Let's just fix this. Although
We can rotate
what?
sides.
Wait. Is this the rotating sides? Oh, that's not the right one. I need to go. Nope. Oh, that's not it either. Whoop.
Just flip the cameras.
Flip the cameras. It's easier.
You be on the right and I'll be on the left. Just.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're talking about, but there's another way I can do it. I'm trying to be more technical with it, but fine. Happy wife, happy life, right? Oh.
I'm flying.
I need to make your camera a little bit bigger, I think.
My beard, I know it's fantastic. Wait. I could totally have it. Ooh, look, I'm bigger now. Ooh.
There we go.
There we go. I got a beard now.
I am late. You're not late. We haven't fully started yet. We're just waiting for everybody to get in here.
Fireball's distracting.
Yeah, fireball.
And
Distracting
playing
fireball.
there on cam. Oh, look, I'm bigger now. No more short girl mentality.
Okay. Yep. Exclamation mark Discord to get the link to join the Discord, and then that way, you can go ahead and post your questions in Discord as well, in chat. That's fine too. And then you also have, if you want to partake in the actual conversation and stuff, we have the roundtable discussion voice channel. You should be able to join it, although you'll probably be muted at first, and then I'll give people permission to talk. That way we don't have random people coming in. All right. So the main topic is social media. The main topic is going to start is social media in general, and then we'll have like some subtopics on there. What, the importance of it, how to use it to grow, how to use it, as a tool, and that kind of stuff like that. And we can grow, like we can go, the topic is going to be really, the subtopic is really going to be dictated by everybody here. And if you have questions about it in particular, I'm not going to say I'm an expert at it. Fireball and Camille, thank you for the host. But I will say that like us as a collective community should be able to find the answer for most of the questions. If not, I'm sure we can probably figure it out at some point. But it's just like sharing experiences with social media, what has worked and what hasn't worked. That's kind of the discussions I want to see. Emperor Clone, I have no social media because I fear for my privacy and cybersecurity professional. Oh, discuss. Okay, well here's the thing. You need to create a social media presence for your brand. Regardless, you don't have to have it for your specific person and have all your specific private information in there. You can have it for your brand, and guess what? You're good. You're good. It's Nico Slayer. Hey, what's going on right now? We're having a roundtable discussion about social media and how to use it to improve your brand, improve your, as a streamer or, and just in general, and how to improve the usage of social media. The best way to protect is to have none. I mean, okay, I'm not going to argue with that, Emperor Clone. And look at who it is. Talon. Thank you for the host. And look at your amazing art that you did in the background. If you guys don't know.
Oh my god, I love
If you guys don't know.
Wait,
Here.
do not let me move. Hex. You're ruining the art, Hex. Share art.
We'll just do that too. That's the person who did the artwork in the back. They did this as a Christmas party with their favorite community streamers. So I had to use it. Okay. Camille says, I created a separate identity for my Twitch identity and then obscure my true identity as a cybersecurity professional. See, there you go. I have to say that, like, I've met Camille K in person because she's part of the Seattle Online Broadcasters Association. She goes to the monthly meetings there and even the roundtable discussions at SOBA. And I have to say that, like, she is very, very, very secure with her private information. Like, I don't know if to this date, if I still truly know her first name. I think she told us at one point, and I'm terrible, but this is probably true. Yeah, I probably don't.
And
Which it's fine, it's no big deal. But I mean, that's,
I know people from their online.
you can still do that. It's still fine. Emperor Clone, I literally only have Twitch. I'm not doing bad despite joining the massive pool of others trying to leverage social media. I break all the rules of succeeding. No face cam. Streaming the most popular game. No social media. That's because you're Emperor Clone, buddy. So you don't. I'm not going to say you have to have social media to be 100% successful out there. You might be able to be one of those ones that squeak through the cracks. But I'm going to tell you right now, social media for me has grown pretty crazy. Let me show you some analytics here on mine. And this is one of the topics I wanted to discuss about too.
You can cut me out if you need to.
I shouldn't have to. I'm gonna ruin my game because the Seahawks are just now playing and everybody's posting about it. So one of the things I wanted to show is analytics, right? So how many people look at the analytics on their stuff? This, like, Twitter has it. Everybody has it. Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And so, yeah, the main topic here is how to the best way to use social media, and that's kind of what we're doing right now. Okay, so if I'm looking at my 28-day summary, like, I have been killing my Twitter growth in the past 30 days. So if you look, I've gained almost 350 followers in the last 28 days. And some of like I've seen what I've been doing working, and it's been crazy. So looking at some of these posts and seeing what I'm doing kind of goes into the first set of notes that I have, and that's like the going live tweets, right? I post when I go live as much as I can. Although, did it? Yeah, I did. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay. A lot of people just say, "Hey, I'm live now. Check it out." And then do that. If I'm looking at like some of my top tweets, you'll see posts. I want to try and do this, and I'm sorry, I'm not as organized as I probably should have been. I'm going to be jumping around topics here for just a second, and I'll read chat in just a second, guys. Give me a second. The biggest thing that I have to say that's been working the best is only using 3 hashtags on Twitter. You see people post like 20 hashtags on their posts, and you don't see it. You don't see it at all. They just don't. They don't seem to like really truly show up. If you look at a lot of my posts that I've been doing, like this one right here, one of the top tweets that I posted when Fireball went, live. Actually, this is this year. Was this post right here of Fireball and her amazing face. And it's not even, that truly great of a post because I probably should have had a little bit more in here about it. But looking at the analytics of this one here, it reached 530 people, 44 engagements. We had 7 people like it. People, clicked into the link. That means they actually clicked in there to see Fireball for, for her and stuff. But let's see here. Let me catch up before it gets too crazy. Camille, okay, so what's been working? So what's been working for me? Yeah, I see that you're in here, probably, Priest. Thanks. You just joined okay, cool. If you have something that you want to bring up or discuss, just feel free to let me know and hop in the conversation. So the what has worked for me on growth is targeting a specific audience with your posts. So when I'm here and I'm making a specific post, or I'm looking for other people to network with, or whatever the case is, I play a lot of Blackout, right? Black Ops 4 Blackout. So one of the first hashtags I search for is Blackout. So here we go. I click in here. And if you click on it automatically on Twitter, it automatically puts you on the top posts here, based off of the people who are you're following, or people who've liked that are on your follower list, and that kind of, I don't know the algorithm for that, but I always click on the latest one. Click on the latest, and then you start coming down here, and then you see a lot of these posts through here, and then you just start hopping in and discussing with them, making comments on some of their stuff. If you see a video like this one, for instance, you just take a quick look, see what it is, what it's about. You can just simply do that, and then just simply comment and say, nice kill. Something simple like that. And this person will probably follow me. You can highlight over their name, and it will show how many people are following, and their followers and stuff like that. But just something simple like that takes no time, and then you gain somebody that could potentially be in your stream as well. And that's been working pretty well for me. So that's what I have been doing mainly, and going through specific posts. I see a lot of these people that are hopping in on Twitter like this, that I've liked, and then I've done that to, that have hopped into my stream. And I've been looking at my my analytics on Twitch and my followers that I've been getting. Let's see here. Let me go to my dashboard.
Reverse him, Camille. Reverse engineer it.
Camille, okay, cool. I've started to go out and watch some streamers who have liked my post to cross connect. Might start doing the reverse send. Yes. So it's not bad to do it both directions, but if we're being honest with ourselves and everybody else, we want them to click on our stuff. We want them to come into our channel too. It's not just a one way street here. We want it to go both ways, right? So let me see my analytics here.
So Emperor Clone asked a question.
Okay, I missed it.
What overlap in Twitter versus Twitch do you have in terms of followers?
Okay, so I have currently almost 1,100 followers, or a little over it. Oh, I'm almost at 1,200 followers. Dang. Wow. Okay, so I'm at 1,200 followers. I have 800 and something on Twitter now. I have to say that in the last month, I've gained a heck of a lot more followers from.
Are they the same people? Asked Emperor Clone.
I would say some of them are the same between Twitch and Twitter. The way I look at it here is, let's say I gain 100 followers or 1,000 followers on Twitter, right? If I can get one of those people to come into my channel every day and talk with me at any given time during that day, that's one more person that I have in my channel. That's 1%. I'm happy with 1%. Yukon says, if I had to guess, I'd say 70-90% of those that follow you on Twitter will not even click through. But even for the 10 to 30% that actually do check out your Twitch, those are completely new people that may have never seen you before. Yep. 100%. 100%. Yep. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Let's see. I'm trying to get to... a good analytic page that doesn't show something here.
It doesn't show too much personal information.
Yeah, something like that.
Why do you have to be such an emperor club? No, I'm just kidding. Did anyone hear that? I should have said it louder. Woman would tell me that, but that's good. So, Priest, did you have any questions as well?
Yeah, Priest, if you want to chime in, feel free to.
Hi, everyone. I'm Priest. It's nice to meet you guys, also known as Probably Priest. I'm a newer streamer, just starting to get into it, so I don't have anywhere near the numbers that Hex does. But the question I have is, how do you come up with a way of getting quality content day after day without it getting stale?
So our main topic tonight is on social media. So
I may have missed that. I apologize for coming late. So good job, Priest.
No, it's fine. That's probably something that we can discuss maybe towards the end if we have time. Or I want to try and stay on the topic of the social media and that.
I'll come up with a social media question. Sorry about that. I'll do a little bit of my notes here on my side. Sorry.
No worries. It is a very good question, though. And
it's just that performance anxiety Fireball got me under. You know what I mean? Like, typical.
That is a fantastic question. Post that in the discussion, in the roundtable discussion, and we'll definitely make sure we hit that up.
I almost feel
Hopefully.
like that could go with branding.
Yeah, that could definitely go with a branding question.
Long discussion.
Yukon says, legit, I want to get into that. If not tonight, the next time for sure. Okay, so going back to the analytical stuff here, let me pull my Twitch up. Oh, and you can't see it because of my head. Let me shut my camera off. Maybe. Okay.
Oh, wait.
So if we're looking at my followers from December 7th to January 5th, or the last 30 days, I'm up 130 followers. So if you think about the growth on Twitter, I had 300 and, I almost had 400 followers, right? On the analytics. So if we're looking at that, obviously I haven't gotten every single person to follow my Twitter account to follow my Twitch account. But I can tell you right now, if I looked at these days the month before, because I started doing this probably November, early November, middle of November. So let me make sure I do this again one more time. Hold on. Let me look at the last 30 days before that. Okay, yeah, here we go. I just wanted to make sure if I clicked on it, it didn't like reset all my stuff. So if we look at the November 7th to December 6th, I only had 64 new followers. And then if we look before that, I had 100 followers during that time. And I think I had a giveaway going at that point too. I had a giveaway. The last 2 months I haven't had a giveaway going, and I've gotten actually more followers or close to more followers this month from the whole Twitter aspect than I have when I've done giveaways, I think. And I think Fireball could probably attest to that. So the giveaways is a great way to definitely leverage in, and I've seen a heck of a lot more growth during the giveaway section. But like if I do what I've done on Twitter versus just do what I did with the giveaways, I've seen a lot more growth.
I definitely would say that the giveaways are a more drawn out growth as well. While
Right.
Twitter looks like it has been almost instantaneous from your activities.
Emperor Clone has a legit question. Let me type it in chat. Okay. And then Yukon. Also, let's be honest here with ourselves. While we may agree that it isn't about follower numbers and follower numbers do not equal success, when you go to someone's Twitch or Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, what is the first thing you do? You probably look at their number of followers. This is a sense of validation that comes from numbers. There are a ton of people with low numbers that are excellent content creators and tons that are garbage with huge numbers, but it's a point of reference to go from. Yeah, swag points or social media cred, how do you want to call it, even if a lot of those people don't come through to Twitch. The bigger the numbers look good on you. Okay, so that can go into like multiple other aspects, but it kind of ties into social media. And so we're going to bounce into that a little bit, is like the more people you have on number wise, just like you're saying, is like if you are doing you're trying to get a sponsorship, right? Let's say that, or even just trying to become a Twitch partner, you have to have specific number sets, right? You have to have average 75 minimum in that month period. If you want to have your own like Discord, right? You have to have X number of stuff too. So in voice chat, okay, just give 1 second, Emperor Clone. But the overall aspect is when you go up to somebody and you say, here's my card and I'm such and such and such and such, the first thing they do, and I could vouch for this because it happened, is they go look at your numbers on Twitch or on Twitter and they're like, okay, I bye. They just walk away. Or they just stop being, the moment they do that, they either do that and like, I'd rather them do that than just sit there and keep talking to me and then be disinterested because they're just like, oh God, this guy's talking again. Oh man. And that
very interesting frustrating situation.
And like maybe you want to hit that up, Fireball. During that section when we went to DevGam, actually there was a time that happened with Fireball, and that exactly that specific aspect, it made me really, really mad at that point. But here, I'll let Fireball discuss that, and then we'll let Emperor Clone ask his question after that.
All right. Lord. So I'm a very outgoing person anyway, and when I started to engage in conversation, I wasn't looking to gain anything out of it but a good conversation. So that's normally how I do conversations. I don't go into a conversation saying, I'm going to get this from this person. I just want to have a conversation with you. So DevCam, I was just kind of talking to everyone and trying to fill everyone out. And I went up to a couple of guys who were dressed casually down, I guess would be a good word to say it. And they were actually, I'm going to leave that out there. There were some bigger people at DevCon, and those were the guys. DevCam, sorry. And I walked up, hi, I'm Fireball. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. So, what do you guys do? Are you guys streamers? Do you guys develop games? What kind of games do you develop? And, I just kind of jumped into the conversation. And they're like, oh, hi, okay. And I was like, okay, they want to talk. They said hi. And then they started talking, and I was like, okay, these guys are some bigwigs. I get that. I respect that. But I'm still going to talk to them the same way I'm going to talk to everybody else. So I started asking them about their numbers and how many employees they have and how many games they've released. And they're like, well, who are you? And I was like, oh, I'm a variety streamer. I make content. So that's what I do. And they're like, oh, what do you do it on? I'm like, Twitch. They're like, how many numbers do you have? And I was like, well, I just started this year. I only got like 100 followers. And they literally turned their back on me like I was a dog. And there is no way to say it went from a conversation to, oh, hey man, let's get another drink. And off they went. I was just like, you motherfuckers. I'm gonna go talk to them some more and be overly friendly.
So, I mean, It's
It was
terrible.
heartbreaking.
Even
Want anything from it.
even going to TwitchCon and talking to some of um, the PAX West, I think it was actually, it was at PAX West, PAX West, and talking to some of the um, developers of game studios and stuff like that. It could be rough, and that's where the numbers play out. But really, I'm not worried about that aspect. I'm more worried about like getting my name out there.
It's just hard to have an intelligent conversation with someone when all they see is
Right.
you as a number, and then they refuse to talk to you.
Let's
after.
let's get Emperor Clone.
Yeah.
Let's get his question out here. So go ahead, Emperor Clone. What's your question? There's a push to. You probably have push to talk, I think.
You have to change it to push to talk so you can push to talk to talk.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Sweet. Just heck, Fireball. I hate people like that so much. I know you guys don't do swearing and stuff when you stream, but those guys, I hope they get a really bad flu that keeps them in bed for a long time.
He has
Don't
to
don't
be
wish that
close
out of people
enough.
because poor Yukon has been doing that for the last week.
Yeah, but Yukon's a good person. So my question around your social media presence is this: everyone has social media. My local butchers has a social media presence like Facebook, Twitter. They literally just sell sausages, and they have they're not like niche hipster sausages. It's literally just like local shop, but people have been doing it for like 40, 50 years. Yeah. So my question is this: with social media, it's all just a big static noise of everyone has I'm streaming, and look at this, and everyone's just sort of like shouting at the abyss in a lot of ways. So how do you create a distinction for yourself whereby you can stand out a little bit, be taken a bit more seriously, and have your presence be considered more legitimate than, hey everyone, look at me, I'm just trying to increase my following, look right through what's happening here, that kind of thing. Does that
Yeah,
make sense what
that
I'm
is
asking?
a fantastic question.
Use neon
Um,
phase paint.
no. That's
No, that's not what he means.
that is truly a fantastic question. And how do you make yourself stand out? I think that kind of goes into the branding aspect. And you click on somebody on Twitter, and I'll pull my feedback up over here. But like you come in here to, for instance, it's the same aspect on Twitch, right? You have to have something that like makes you stand out. It's not just necessarily what you do or what you play. It's kind of how do you get that person to click onto you, and how you come in here. So it kind of comes into your what do people see when they click on when they're searching for through tags or whatever the case is. They see the little image, the little circle right here, and then they see your name. I have no idea what J4LB you know, what that stands for. Somebody else, obviously, somebody else might if you're part of that community, but I don't. You have to have something that stands out, in my opinion, that like whether it's your name or whether it's just simply, something that like that goes with your brand. Then you have to have like some kind of image that like kind of attracts people in, and most people don't have that. How do you do that? I mean, is mine good? I don't know. I mean, I have my pirate logo here. I think it looks fantastic, but somebody else might not. So yeah, thanks Yukon. So I think how to stand like hitting you up, everybody does have it, including your local butcher shop. That's why you should use it, for one. And then the second part of it is getting that branding between all of your stuff, similar. So when somebody sees you here, or they see you on Instagram, or they see you on Twitch, it links all the same way. And having when you click on their name, like what Yukon says, having stuff here that shows what you are or who you are. I have mine like this. It's like the little catchphrase that I have on in my description in my Twitch. I like it. I don't know how other people like it. But then, it's kind of, okay. So Yukon says if their only content is I'm live and that's it, I'm out. That's a good point. And actually, I've probably failed the last probably couple days because as you see, mine's pretty much live itself. But I do post other stuff in here, like Fireball's photo. Hey, check out Fireball. So that kind of goes into other stuff. You don't want to just have like 10 posts in a row that are just like you going live, like kind of how I have right now. I've kind of failed that. And then I hit this section here where I have had like, this is just a random post. It's not me going live, but it's like it's probably seen one of my biggest engagements in other aspects. With 15 likes and stuff. It's like without even one hashtag in there. It's just people that have come in here and that they see it and they're like, oh, this isn't a go live post. This is actually something good. So you have to kind of separate it. You need to have posts of some sort of content between live posts, clips, pictures, polls, random trains of thought. 100% agree with Yukon. When I first started the social media aspect, Instagram was my place for photos, and it still is for like my personal photos for family. That's where it's like I'm going to share, hey, I'm going out, here I'm at the park with my son, or that kind of stuff. That's where I put my pictures at most of the time. And then I only use my Twitter account saying, hey, I'm going live. Hey, I'm going live. And I think that's what I was doing beforehand. And now that I've started doing not necessarily just, going through one hashtag and like sitting there commenting on people's stuff, but like just making other posts in different sections, and using 3 hashtags. I see it a lot. Like you'll have people with like tagging 10 people in a post, and this is going to be probably a good way to see Black Ops. And we come in here and look at the latest, if it wants to pull up maybe. Or actually I can just go to the top. Like this person here has got so many people tagged in here and stuff, and it's like, oh, here, come join me, and this is all they have. I mean, they might have some kind of following. I don't know. I'm surprised that they've gotten 6 retweets. I don't know. Oh, it's because it's all the
6 people.
it's all of the little social media people that sit there and say, oh, we'll retweet your stuff. Almost guarantee you. But like that kind of stuff, I don't think it looks good. And it's probably not going to get you somebody to really truly click in there.
Mind if I post it?
Yeah, please, Yukon. Please do it. So this is going to be a fantastic link to look at, I can tell you. And I'm not even just saying that because this guy is a fantastic Twitch partner and streamer, and I watch him all the time.
That stash, though, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a fantastic example of good social media presence right here. His pinned tweet has all of his links in it. Twitch TV, Instagram, his Discord. All of his stuff is right here on his pin. So anytime anybody clicks on his social media profile, they see all of this, and then they see his pinned tweet with all his information. So they don't need to have 10 pages of him going live to know that he's a streamer. And yeah, it's good because you scroll through, it's got a bunch of different aspects, and yeah. So did that answer your question, Emperor Clone, at all?
He just popped out.
I think he got disconnected.
What is my brain?
Or he left. So yeah, Yukon, this is a fine example of how to properly use social media.
I have a question.
What is that?
It's related to social media now. At what point do you draw the line at too much to share?
I think that also goes back to branding and how much of your person.
I mean more on the personal side, like when you're talking about Instagram, where you share photos of your kids. Like, how much of your online presence are you willing to bleed over into your other part of your life?
I think that's based on every. It's going to be different for everybody. I think um, how much you want to share of your personal life versus you just want to keep more towards your gaming side. That's kind of that's a good question. I don't know if I know how to fully answer that on how much I want to share and what I don't want to share. I mean, I'm fairly open in most cases. The only thing that I probably won't really like dive down deep in is like certain aspects of my, when I was in the military or stuff like that. Um, and I won't do that on like an online presence. I would do that like in a more personal setting with somebody. If I met somebody, but like not on like
Like if we were hanging out
live
with Camille
platform.
at Stova.
Right. Like if I was if I was going to like one of the meetups or whatever, and I was just talking to somebody in person, that's different than posting different aspects. I don't. It's just one of the things that I don't like to share
I know
on
one
as
person
much.
at Stova, and his brand is his alternate personality. So when he was at the event, he was his alternate personality that he is on stream. So he would not share personal information. He would only share information of his alternate personality. Now, as me, my brand is me, and I just want to be me. I don't want to be a fake person to my audience, so therefore I'm going to share more personal stuff on media. Does that help? I don't know.
No, I think those are great questions. Those are great answers. I was just wondering how you got to like that level yourself. Like, what type of introspective thoughts do you have for your like? All right, well, I don't want to do this. Maybe I should think about the consequences of X, Y, and Z. I was just trying to come up with a good question.
Right. I don't know. Like I don't just post randomly. Like a lot of other people seem to do that too. I don't know. I think about what I'm kind of. I don't know.
Can you
I
ask
That's
that
okay. There
question
doesn't have to
again?
be a right answer. You know what I
right.
mean? Like, it's the whole point of having a discussion.
Like,
What's up?
I don't want to answer it wrong. I think I'm going to answer it wrong. I want to be a girl, but I don't want to be that girl that has to have. What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the
Right.
drunken sailor? But yet I still want the attention.
Big Stew. What's up, man? Y'all don't want me in this conversation, that's for sure. So, Pills, thanks for the host, dude. Yukon, me personally, I'm pretty open about my life. Yeah, I think it all just basically goes back down to each individual and what they do or don't want to share. And like for me personally, it's my military side of stuff is probably a lot more locked down on conversation wise than other stuff because I don't want things to be taken out of context. Um, when I discuss different aspects, it could be, it's just one of those touchy topics, I think. So I don't know if I have any other, a good way to fully answer that on what you should or shouldn't do, as long as it doesn't break the TOS. I guess it's fair game.
I guess on my social media presence, I would try my best never to show too much cleavage because I don't want that to be my image. So that's something that, well, as maybe if I wasn't a streamer, I might not be as cognizant about that.
So like that's a good point, Fireball, with that aspect, and that's why I won't pull up my Instagram. Um, is because there's literally it's filled with a lot of things like that, and it's just um, not everybody, but there's a lot of people that are like that, and I don't know. There's a lot of people that are really open with their lives in that manner. Um, Celine Base, I see that you're in the channel. Do you have a question? Or you want to chime in on this conversation? You have to use a push to talk.
I think on social media, it's how you handle the lashback of what you do post, if it's personal, because that can really affect your, feelings about what you post personally.
And that
If someone were to trash talk me about something like, "Oh, I'm feeling so beautiful today," someone's like, "Oh, ugh. You gotta be able to handle that too."
right. You can go ahead and say that, Priest, if you want to. Yeah, I just
Okay.
saw this question.
So the who's didn't see the chat. Yukon asked how I would handle it, and I'm trying to keep my like I won't wear stuff that tells people where I work because I have a real job, and I wish this was just my job, but unfortunately that's not the case. But I also coach sports, and I deal with kids who would be a prime age group to be like wonderful followers, and I think that'd be great. But at the same time, I don't want to mix my hobby slash future hopefully job kind of a thing, but with something that I do at a professional level. I'm not sure that anybody. I'm not sure how to do that. That's why I asked, because I kind of want wonder where that line is, how you can get close to it, and where you can kind of dance around it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So that's kind of like why for me for social media aspect, I don't do like my Facebook, right? I don't share my Facebook. I don't partake in a lot of Facebook groups on the Twitch side of things. I looked into dabbing into it a little bit. I just don't like the idea of my personal Facebook page,
Being your
being
brand.
dabbled with that. I don't want it to be my brand. I have a lot of military friends on my personal Facebook page, and I don't post that I go live there. I don't do any of that kind of stuff, even though I might be able to pull them in. I just don't want that to be mixed. I don't, it's just, I want to keep, I don't want to lose some of my friends that would be like, oh, well, I don't want to, you're posting live all the time or you're doing this all the time. I don't want to follow you. I don't want to be your friend or whatever that I've known for, years in the military. And I want to be able to keep up, keep tabs and see how they're doing and that kind of aspect too.
I
So
would definitely have two social media accounts: your brand and your personal.
for sure. I've never had a Twitter and I never had an Instagram until I started streaming, and then I started both of them up with the same brand, and then I just haven't done like I created a Facebook page for my brand, but like I haven't really pushed with it very much because it seems like it's hard to hit all the fronts at the same time. Like how do you manage that? Like that's a good question, is how do you manage Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or which ones should you target? Should you just use Instagram and Twitter? Should you use Facebook? Like what's your game on that, or what's your take on it? Priest?
I'm sorry, I was typing a response. I apologize.
No worries.
Yeah, I was just letting you kind of. I mean, I should probably try to follow the terms of service, and like I have a Twitter that I run for the high school, so I'm pretty well versed in using Twitter. But like I said, I'm afraid of being a dummy and like posting from the wrong account. You know what I mean? Like having multiple
Right.
accounts on my phone. I'm not gonna do Instagram. I don't want to share my personal life via pictures. As much as that may help me grow, I'm not about that life. But I mean, like it's different being in my 30s trying to navigate these tools that kids use on an everyday basis, but like I'm more resistant to using in my everyday life. So it's just like when you're watching you do the Twitch and the Twitter analytics, I'm looking at that. I'm like, I should know that stuff. Like I need to know that. Like that's not something I can just guess about or not look at. It's I feel like I'm playing catch up and I'm trying to learn what I'm willing to put out there. So I think it's really difficult, but that's why we're asking. We're having a conversation so I can, get better.
Right. Let me catch up on chat for just a second.
I think that if you spent, like, you dedicated a section of your time a day, maybe just on your computer, where you can definitely separate the two Twitter accounts, you could designate just like, I'm going to take a 1 hour block and do my branding on Twitter. And I'm just going to spend 1 hour, whatever days I choose, and do it then, and then I don't touch it. That way it doesn't interfere with your job, it's Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, I don't have my because I was waiting for all my graphics come in to like set a grand opening and like leva everything, have branding across all of it with like all that stuff, but it's not done yet. And I'm kind of getting antsy with it, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna let it go. But I don't have my probably priest on my phone yet. But like, you know, if I was trying to fit time in, I think it's really good to be more organized than I am. That's why part of the question I added is how much planning do you do for each stream with stuff? But like, I didn't even think about planning social media in there. That's a really good point, Fireball. Thank you.
So one of the things that like I catch myself doing or failing to do all the time is those go to live posts every time I stream. But you know what helps is if like say you forgot to do it, right? You're in between a match or whatever the case is, and you're like, oh man, I forgot to post on Twitter. Well, guess what? You can either alt tab out and just make a quick post, or you can just be like, oh hey guys, hey check me out. I'm gonna make a post on I'm gonna tweet that we're live still, and we just won our last match. We're gonna try and get another 2 wins or something, and you just boom, make a post right then and there, while everybody's watching, and then just be like, hey, if you want to help support, hit that like button.
What is a push talk button? You'll have to go into your settings and create a push talk button. Not done so yet.
If you can't get push to talk button to work, let me know and I will remove it temporarily. I want to have it set. Actually, I'll just remove it real quick. I have this pretty much on lockdown, so we don't get trolls. Okay, you should be able to just talk without a push to talk now. In theory, I think that worked.
I'm trying to catch my chance. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, did he or she actually set up a button as push to talk? Because there's not a default one. You have to.
Let me move them out and back in. I just removed the push to talk requirement. So with that authorization, they should be able to. Okay. Emperor Clone says, I think that an important distinction to make early on is the focus on your content, making stuff, getting out there. You should definitely let your content feed your social media to start. Yep. And then probably Priest responds, I hope to. It's fun to do silly things and been reasonably good at games. I can just be daunting to be starting out and broadcasting to basically no one outside of my immediate household. Yeah, that's the one of the hardest things I think is, and that's a good point, is when I first started playing, when I first started streaming, right? I was playing. I think one of the first games I was playing was Breath of the Wild, and I had myself in there, and then like I was just sitting there playing, and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna continue to play. And then I saw a number pop up, and I was like, oh man, somebody's in here. Hey, what's up? Hey, thanks for joining my chat. Blah 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 blah. Well, by the time that number popped up, they have already gone, and then all of a sudden the number goes away, and it's just like, well, darn, what do I do? So I had to like sit there and like get like I didn't know anybody who was really streaming at the time. And like what Big Stu says is never ever call out lurkers. There's a lot of people that will join in and they enjoy watching and listening to you, but the moment you're like, hey, what's up, to somebody that's that just joined in or whatever the case is, no, bad. It's generally not good. They're gonna talk if they want to talk.
I get a lot of lurkers, and I know why.
I just every once in a while, yeah.
Keep my view count hidden as well.
I every once in a while just say, hey, hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I'm doing good or whatever the case is. And then some people respond that want to respond. Other people will not. Other people will just continue to watch. No big deal. Don't have a view count showing. Turn that off and just stream. Yep, good point. Just sit there, turn your viewers off. Don't look at your numbers and just talk the entire time. Raging Mason, hello. Good evening to you too. Welcome in. You leave lurkers a private whisper to acknowledge them and not publicly blast them. I don't know.
That's a lot of messages for me.
I don't know if that's a fantastic idea or not. That's something that I personally wouldn't do. If it works for you, like chime in and let me know. But I don't know how I would feel personally about that. Yeah.
Like for me,
It
I
works.
have a lurker who's very anonymous, but still supports the channel anonymously. And it's like, thanks, I really want to get to know you, but I understand.
James, what's up, dude?
Did you ever get the push talk figured out?
I was gonna see, um, Celine Base, did you have a specific question? Or did you want to chime in? I took the push to talk off, so you should be able to come in now and use voice activity without the push to talk and be able to talk now, if you wanted to. It's just a thank you for lurking and letting them know that they can join the chat when they feel comfy. Yeah, this is kind of getting off topic. I agree. Yukon, this is getting off topic, but my number one tip to new streamers is just to talk, think out loud, literally answer imaginary questions. Every person on the face of this earth has an opinion on just about everything. Best way to get someone out of lurk is to talk to something you know they will just have to chime in about. Yep.
Or say Mirio wrong.
And have a full sexy beard like Yukon.
Or say Mirio wrong. You know, like I played Mirio 64, and now I'm playing Mirio.
So you're saying I'm at the grow out like big beard now? I can't shave my Christmas beard?
Exactly. You have to let it grow.
Man.
It's no
Oh,
shave
man.
2019.
It's like tits for guys. It's great. Sorry, that might have been too bold.
Oh man.
No, I mean, like, I can grow a wonderful beard. The unfortunate part is the hair on the top of my head has decided that it doesn't want to come back anymore.
That's fine. You can have a
So-
beard.
That's the
Okay,
issue.
you can have a
War
beard
moment, man.
and
War moment.
and be bald at the same time. It works.
I'll paint your face.
Yeah.
Rule of the
We'll see.
internet. I'm sorry. Rule of the internet. If you want to find the answer, post the wrong answer so people correct you. Everything's wrong.
Oh, sorry, Mason. That sucks.
Picto Beam says she won't ever make it. I can't grow a beard. Welcome in, Picto.
I'm trying. I've even put that.
So what were you gonna say,
stuff on.
Priest?
That it takes a long time to grow out a good beard. Like, you know, a solid 5 weeks.
I've been working on
You
mine
know?
for 28 years.
Yukon says if chat is slow, I'll start talking about Pokemon that isn't Gen 1 instant fast chat. Oh no. Does anybody in here do graphic design, by the way? I could refer you to somebody that does some like amazing artwork. I don't know if that's a specific type you're looking for, Emperor Clone. And Big Stu says I use stupidness. Wait.
I use stupidness.
Which is. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? That's all you're gonna say?
That's all I'm gonna say.
I do too. I do really quirky, weird, like. I just bust out and do some crazy stuff. Like, just like right off the fly. Like, if it's really slow and I need to get hyped really quick, I'll just do something like absolutely off the wall. I mean, I've noticed, you know how like the volume on and off
Uh-huh.
lurkers?
Yeah.
If I start doing something crazy, that number jumps because I know they turn their volume back on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just don't look at numbers. Fireball's looking at numbers. Hypocrites. So I do quirky things.
We need to get you closer to the microphone, or you need to speak up. You're talking too soft.
Oh, I can definitely speak up. Don't worry about me, Hexter. I got a loud mouth. You're going to work.
All right, I can only
Oh my goodness.
stay on for an hour. Gotta go to bed. Up at 4 a.m. for work. Okay, Yukon, thanks for joining in and hopping in.
Thanks, Yukon.
I hope you get some good sleep, and I hope you are feeling a lot better, man. Okay, so let's get back on topic with the social media aspect. So we've looked at like kind of the go to live posts. Let's look at the link that, you know, let's look at his when he goes live and see what he does, if he does anything at all, which he might not anymore.
Might not have to.
Yeah, he doesn't. let's just go back to searching
I feel
for.
like even if once you get the numbers and you post on social media, even if it's not I'm going live, people are gonna see that hit their phone and they're gonna click on it and then they're gonna be like, oh, I wonder if he's playing right now, and then they're gonna check Twitch if they're not busy. So even if you post something on social media, even if it's not going live, it's gonna put that little ear bug in their head to go check you out again.
Right. Okay. So I'm just trying to look at my notes here and going through some of this stuff. Okay, so if we look at a lot of these things here, if I'm being honest with myself and I'm looking through, if somebody has this here, I do click through some people's streams, and I've met a couple really nice streamers out there doing this, but like I want to see something more than what, I want to see what people are doing. What like, okay, hey, cool, I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm playing Blackout, whatever. But what do you guys like? What are you doing? Like, is there anything else that you can post with that? Hey, I'm going for my 50th win. I'm going for my 100th win. I'm going for, knife kills. Post something that you're doing with your game. That you're playing or you're streaming, or if you're going to be doing, hey, we're going to do a cooking stream. That's another example of one of my analytics here of when I did my cooking stream. I posted a photo, like this was my top media tweet. Like, look at this craziness. This is when I was doing when we did the baking stream. And just a crazy photo like that gets a lot of attention. That was my top post last month. So like, something short and sweet to the point that gets to, letting people know exactly what you're doing, and then limit yourself, like I said, to try to limit yourself to 3 hashtags, no more than 3. And don't overly tag people, because I think it starts making the posts come out really crazy. Really crazy. Can't even speak anymore. Does anybody else have any other questions or something on the topic of social media that they would like to discuss or hear about? Pictobeam, I've tried to integrate my community into my tweets and shout them out in the go live tweet I make. It makes my job easier with making the live tweet, and my community feels included.
I can't spell for the life of me right now. I don't like
Okay, last time, chime in.
I always spell things wrong.
Picto's community tweets are the coolest thing I've seen. I need to look at Pictobeam's tweets.
I get Pictobeam's tweets.
I see him
hey
too.
man, just FYI, on your schedule you have Wednesday listed twice on your hex thing. I was just checking your schedule because I'm doing mine, and you have Wednesday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and Friday.
That's
And both Wednesdays have the same time frame. Just FYI.
I knew I didn't see you very much.
what are you talking about?
Nights.
It says Monday.
AM?
It says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Monday.
and then Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, I see. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. It could just be my side, but like, I just thought I'd let you know.
No, I appreciate
I'm making
it.
all these notes of stuff you're talking about, so I'm like, oh, I gotta check this. I gotta check this, and I just scrolled down, and I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, I make mistakes.
Check and see what you
too.
write down.
When I read Picto's posts, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside because they're just like, I
Okay.
don't know, they're heartwarming. I don't know how to explain. You have to check.
We're looking at Pictos. I'm gonna turn my face cam off so we can see it, and I'm gonna turn yours off too so we can see it. Where's the thingy?
Over here, it's cool. I can stay here.
Okay, that's fine. Has that? Let's see here. Oh, it's a hot mess. Oh no. Sorry, I had to check it out. Okay, so you said let me refresh my memory. I've tried to integrate my community into the tweets and shout them out in the go live tweet I make. Okay, so let me see.
Close your eyes, Picto.
Can you
Close
you
your
know what?
eyes.
So I don't put you on the spot like that, you want to just post a specific link to a tweet that you want me to show. That way I don't like make you super upset.
Oh my god, Lego mind blown.
What
is
just
that?
happened? That's insane.
What is that?
That is pretty cool looking. See, that is a successful tweet right there. It's a universe.
Oh my god. Honey.
Yeah, just send me a link and we'll click in there. Fireball's going nuts over this Lego video. Getting off topic. All right, let me put my face cam back on. Yeah, once you find a good example, Picto, show me. That way I don't scroll through all your tweets, and I don't want to put you on the spot like that. And thanks, Priest, for letting me know that I had a mistake on my thing.
Always, man. It's like, you know, having your tag sticking out of the back of your shirt. You kind of gotta let a person know. I probably should
Or when you have
No.
food in your beard too, like you just walk around with the food in the beard, and everybody just looks at you funny and never tells you.
There's a link.
Flavor saver.
All right, let's take a quick look. Oh, my bad. My bot said no. Okay. Feature tweet by Moonlight Mage. We're here to hug slimes and plant parsnips, and I'm all out of slimes. Join me in a fun Stardew time. Okay, that's a good post. That is definitely a good one. Why didn't I like that one? It's like now. Both of those links are good examples. So her viewers come up with her go live tweets, and they get a shout out with it.
So
Oh.
it's like posting halfway through your thing and be like, hey, what
Okay.
do I post?
It is such a fantastic idea. So basically what you do is like during your stream, you ask your viewers to come up with a cool little phrase to say in there. Is that what you do, Picto? Because I'm going to steal that idea, and then I'm going to have to give a shout out to Pictobeam every stream for using her idea.
It's very interactive.
No, I mean, it goes back to...
I probably couldn't do that with my community because we're so
You actually have a channel on your Discord to do it. Okay. Yeah, consider that completely stolen.
By the way, this finger pointing technique stolen from Yukon. Where he went, "Woo, wink." I
Yeah.
love that, by the way.
So that I love that idea. So there's been times where like I sit there and forget to do it, and so that actually is a good point where it's like, hey, just come up with it, and that's fantastic. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna steal that idea myself.
Now or forever,
That's
right,
a
stolen.
fantastic idea.
Borrowed.
And I think in all honesty, like I watched Dr. Disrespect when he was doing when he was playing games, and he switched games partway through the stream, and then he made a tweet about it that he was switching games, and then he did it on his live stream, so everybody saw him type the tweet out, and everybody saw it, which I think helps, because then you got people that are like, okay, well, I'm gonna go like and I'm gonna go retweet this tweet because it helps him out too. And it's just an easy way for people to help support the streamer without having to do any monetary donation or subscribing or anything like that too. So that helps on that end. You've been wanting to still pick those ideas for years. You've done that too? Yeah, it's a good idea. It's fantastic. Okay, for real, I have to get to bed. Okay, Yukon, get to sleep. Tell Bumble we said hello. All right. Back to this. All right. Let's see what else I have on my notes. We kind of briefly went over analytics. I think analytics is a very, very good part to look at, and to see growth. And that kind of goes back to you, Priest. On you said that you've never really messed with it per se. I find analytics to be highly important in just about anything I do. Um, Maybe I'm over analytical, but a little bit. um,
I don't think it's not using it. It's just not necessarily knowing all the tools that are available at the time. And I think like there's just so much stuff that's there. It can kind of feel drowning that you're like, oh my God, I got to do this. Holy Toledo. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
You know, I don't look at them daily. I probably looked at them probably daily in the last like 4 or 5 days. Only because I've been trying to like see how different things have been like
He looks at
adding it. Maybe this past week, but like before that, I didn't even know these existed. To be honest with you, I was in your position. I didn't know that what the analyticals even had, and it's kind of nice. Um, but even the Twitch analytics is super super big. Let me turn this off. Oops,
I do
for a
check my
second.
Twitch analytics.
And I want to hit. This is kind of it's not social media, but like it goes on the analytical side of things. Um, you can see where your views are coming from, who they're coming from, and their viewers that are common with you by going to your channel analytic thing. So here I am. I'm gonna turn.
Do you want me to move?
No, I got you. So here we're looking at my analytics, right, for my Twitch, right? So, how like if you look at the last, this is the yeah, this is the wait. I need to change this one more time. Hold on, 1 second. This is a couple months ago. I just do.
It's okay. I love this picture.
Okay,
I
go
mean,
back
they
down.
even got the
Sorry.
colors of
So where do my views come from? Like I had 952 views in the past 30 days or whatever the case was. 68% were followers. I only had 17% browse page, which has actually been a lot more than I had. I think the last 30 days was only like 4% or 5%. But I think that comes to doing with like working with tags on your stuff too. And then if you look from other channels, I had 37% of the views from the 964 that I had from Yukon, from him hosting me or raiding me, and then 17% from Viking Blonde hosting me in the morning, and then I had Fireball Ginger in there too. Look at that. But just looking at some of these things, who are, where your viewers are coming from, what they like to see. So like what categories do my viewers like to watch? Well, Sea of Thieves, Atlas, Fortnite, Splatoon 2, Call of Duty Blackout, which is crazy because even though I only have like Sea of Thieves is 12% of the viewers what they like, but like Call of Duty I generally have more numbers right now on, which is it's still kind of funny to me. But I mean, if you look at the past, like Sea of Thieves used to be one of my biggest, the big game, until it started slowing down, and then now that Summit 1G is back in there, it's been pretty crazy fun again. So, you have an idea of like what your viewers are currently watching and what they like to watch too. Now, I will always be the advocate to say that like just because they like to watch Fortnite or they like to watch Sea of Thieves, if you don't enjoy playing it, don't play it because it's not going to be good. Is there any other questions or other topics that somebody else wants to bring up?
What about we wrap around back to the first question Priest had, if we don't have any more social media questions?
Yeah, we can wrap back to that if there's no other questions or discussion on the social media side. On, you know, does anybody have anything that's been like they found to be bad, or they see something on social media that um they didn't like to see?
I
Um,
don't like seeing an obsessive amount of hashtags, especially when you like just post something and it's literally all just hashtags in one word.
right, and
That
so
kind of bothers me.
the hashtag thing too is like the so on Instagram, from what I was reading, you can use, you know, like a bunch of hashtags and it's fine. You know, that's why you see Instagram spammed with them. But the Twitter algorithm, that's why I say to limit yourself to 3 hashtags, is you don't see as many of the massive amounts of hashtags in there in those posts. Um, because the Twitter algorithm seems to like filter them out. So you just don't they just don't get seen unless you're following them. So it's like it's best not to do that. That's why I say limit to 3 on that. And then Instagram, it seems like it doesn't matter from what I was reading, but I'm not really super familiar with Instagram, even though I kind of use it. I haven't been pushing Instagram as much as I've been trying to
I
push
use
Twitter.
Instagram more than you.
Yeah, I think you
And then
use
hashtags in your own comments. Like, oh, I couldn't fit all my hashtags on my post. Let's just put a comment on my post with more hashtags in it. I don't, maybe it's just a personal pet peeve, and I don't know if it truly does anything for it. But does it do anything for it, or is it just more hashtags?
yeah. Pick the Dream says, yeah, I also hate getting tagged in tweets when I'm not really interactive with the streamer. Yeah. Okay, so since we have no other questions on that right now, or there's no other aspects on that, we'll wrap back to Priest's first question in here, and that was, how do you create quality content each day without it feeling stale? And then the second add on to that was, how much planning do you do for each stream? Um, so me personally, and everybody, I'd like them to chime in too if you want to answer that. Um, is Me personally, I don't put in a lot of planning to each stream, and maybe I should. I don't know. Um, I you know Monday, Wednesday, Friday I stream 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Right, so during that time frame, I wake up at I set my alarm for 4:45 in the morning, so I can stream at 6. I get out of bed most of the time at 5:15 on my second alarm, and I'm a zombie. If I get up at the 5:30 alarm, I'm struggling to get to stream on time. Like I'm getting downstairs, scarfing a bowl of cereal down. At the same time, I'm probably in Yukon's channel saying I'm late. Like, oh no, what do I do? I'm late. And then I'm rushing to grab myself a coffee and a bowl of cereal, and then I start my stream up, and I'm a like I you can tell when I do that because I look like a zombie on stream. I look like a zombie pirate. Um, and then and then if I do wake up at that 4:45 time period, I actually get a chance to um participate in Yukon's chat while I'm making coffee and getting, a little bit better breakfast. I start waking up. Um, so yeah, for me, I don't put a lot of planning in each stream. The only time I probably do planning for the stream is if I do a co-stream with somebody,
This stream,
like
cooking streams,
yeah,
unusual streams.
this one, or like if I'm doing a baking stream or that kind of stuff. Now, Fireball, on the other hand, has probably a different thing to say about that because she does a lot of planning on hers.
Do I though? Do I really?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of do though because like 3 hours, like I get done streaming at 2, right? And you're like, hey, I want I don't know what to paint my face tonight. What do I paint my face? And for the next 3 hours, all I hear is, oh, well, this would be kind of fun. This would be kind of a cool face to paint. And it's like, so what do you you plan, and not only that, then you have to spend an hour
Sometimes,
to
yeah.
do your face, And it's not a bad thing because it looks badass on
You can tell when I get more time to spend time on it. Well, I used to stream in the afternoon, and it used to just be like, oh, I'm going to stream in the afternoon. Well, planning for an afternoon stream when you have a kid is challenging. So I used to have my day. Here. I used to have my day. Oh, no, it's just going to be there. Planned out from the moment I woke up to the moment 11:30 in the afternoon hit for me to stream. So I'd wake up, I had my routine with my son, and at 11:30 we'd start streaming, and he'd be asleep by noon, and I would stream until he woke up from his nap. So I had it like planned. We ate at a certain time, we played at a certain time, we started streaming at a certain time. Well, that went out the window really quick. So now I do evening streams, and I would say when my son gets ready for a nap, or he falls asleep now, whenever the heck that is, if he does, I start thinking about what am I going to put on my face that's different. And I think about it. Sometimes I look at pictures or references, and then I try to give myself a minimum of 30 minutes to paint my face. And then I need like 3 hours to figure out how to turn on the stream. Okay, that's not true. And then I give myself about 15 minutes to get the stream all set up with what I want to title it, if I'm lucky. Unless I take longer on my face. So I'm a planner. Yeah. But my stream itself, it's either am I going to play by myself or am I going to play with other people? And that determines... I do that while like I'm painting my face and setting up, because that's like, what do I want to give my viewers? What do I want to play? And do I want to play with other players? What do I think my viewers are into right now? And what am I in the mood to do? I think I wrapped everything up.
No, I absolutely. I think that's really important.
Do I want to drink?
I think it also probably falls back to how much familiarity you have with it. The longer you've been doing it, like the more you do it, the less you probably need to have a plan, I guess.
I think you're right on that too, because when I first started out, like I would always be out here an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, because it was like I never knew if something was going to go wrong, and if it went wrong, I didn't know how to fix it, and so I'm sitting there researching how do I fix this issue, trying to, and even still to this day, I might walk out on one of those late days and be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what the heck happened, but like my audio is just jacked up for the next. For the next 15 minutes, I might not even have noticed.
Fireball touched it.
So Pictobeam says, it depends on the type of stream. Yeah, collabs are ones that I always need planning. To touch up on the first question, the first part of the question is, how do you create quality content each day without it feeling stale? I think it goes back to the fact that, like, it's not necessarily the what you stream, like, or what your viewers want you to stream. I see a lot of people doing this, like, hey, what do you guys want me to stream today? And they post a post on Twitter, or they post a post on a poll on Instagram or something. Hey, do you want me to play Blackout, Fortnite? Do you want me to play Battle Royale, whatever the case is, right? And they let their viewers decide, and like that might be okay on, like, if you want to do like a sub Sunday or a sub Saturday or whatever the day you want to play with subs or something, that might be okay for that kind of day and once, every once in a while. But if you're doing that all the time, you're probably playing a game that you don't want to play. Because, I'm not a huge Fortnite fan, but as you saw in my analytics, there's a lot of people that are Fortnite fan, that watch people play Fortnite in that group. I have fun playing it every once in a while, but like if I was playing every single day, I would probably rip my beard out.
I think I can answer this a little bit too.
So
yeah, and I don't think I'm gonna have that problem. Thankfully, I'm pretty good about that part. But it's just like just trying to pick everyone's brain, because everyone has more experience than I do with this. So I just feel like if you're not asking questions of people, then you don't really understand what you're getting yourself into. Do you know what I mean? Like, because who knows what it's going to be? But like, if you're not at least semi trying to prepare at all, like, you're never going to be successful if you're not preparing.
Right. I think for me personally, I notice when I start becoming a little bit frustrated or becoming toxic is when I'm probably playing the wrong game.
I don't think I've heard you get toxic one time, bro.
Yeah. So
Yet.
yeah, yet.
Yet,
Um,
probably. All right.
I think near the end of my days on Sea of Thieves, when Sea of Thieves was slowly dying, I started becoming a little toxic towards the game itself, and maybe even towards maybe the developers itself too, because it's like I was so adamant about like, okay, this is a fantastic game to everybody. This is, the best game out there. Like, you can't talk me out of it. Like, I understand that they've been pushing out some of the similar content, but it's different, and like I don't want it to be where weapons are doing more damage because you're a pirate legend, and so you one hit somebody with the sword or something. Like, I like the aspect that like a pirate legend or a brand new player has the same advantage over each other. I like that, but then like it got to the point where they added a whole new area to the game, and then they spent so long on doing this whole new area, but then all of the voyages were pretty much the same,
It was
and
reset.
so it was supposed to be the biggest content update ever, and then I started becoming super toxic around that time, and that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't play this game anymore. I'm so toxic towards it right now because I was so frustrated. I had to play a different game, and then that was just like, that's another aspect too, is like, how do you keep your audience when you switch between game one or in game two, like, or four, five, and six in between. Between you find your A game and your B game. I still love Sea of Thieves, and that's why I'm bringing it back. And a lot of my viewers still like Sea of Thieves now that they've added some new things. I don't think I could play it like I used to, every single day of the week. Because even that 8 hour day on Friday, I stopped at like 6 hours because I was like, okay, need to switch some things up. So I think that'll be good, doing like how I'm splitting the days up. But ultimately, to go back to the question, I think for me personally, I have to have fun and enjoy doing what I'm doing to make the content not be stale. If I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, I'm probably making stale content, or I'm not engaging with people, or I look like I'm just, having a bad day or whatever the case is. Picto Beam, I just always make sure I'm feeling comfortable with what I'm playing. If a day is a scheduled day for a particular game, sometimes I'll just straight up play something different. But I don't always feel I put out quality content. This isn't fishing or anything. It's just I know I haven't been fully on my game, and I'm very accidentally transparent with your mood. I think the mood is a huge factor, like Fireball says. In the game you want to play, it's like you may not want to play the game that you were scheduled to play, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Um, I think most of the time you kind of want to have, in my opinion, you kind of want to have multiple games that you play. That way, people are there to be part of the community and be there for you, and not necessarily just for the game. You'll always have people that are there just for the game, that specific game, but um, you know,
I'm there because I love Picto streams.
I
But
I love
that goes back
Picto's
to the video.
streams too. I don't always talk in Picto stream because I'm always cast, like, when I watch you Picto, I have you on the TV, and I cast it to the TV, and the kid sits there and like, um
Stares at
this might sound weird, um but you have a very soothing voice, and like,
Yeah, she.
yeah, and it's just, I know that like when I got to get the kid, you know to sleep,
You watch Picto Beam?
and it's not like you're boring. It's just your voice is so soothing, and like he's sitting there watching, and he slowly fades
Like
off
quiet.
into, yeah, it's like, yeah.
You're just digging yourself a hole here, bro. You
I
should
know, I'm
quit while you're
stopping.
ahead.
It's so true.
Well, for me, like, I think mood is very important, especially, like, believe it or not, I have, like, huge anxiety, especially, like, self-conscious anxiety. Oh, the truth's out. Oh my god.
Yeah,
And I have days where I have to, like, hype myself up to, like, stream.
It's like I don't want to go on camera like this. Like I was just crying 10 minutes ago cuz I'm weird. But like you have to like I hype myself up for streams sometimes. That's not always the case, but let's be real here. Sometimes I'm an emotional disaster. And I don't want to share that with my stream, even though I want to be personal with my stream, because they don't want to. So I hype myself up. I try to find, I don't know, music, something. I'm going to smack Hex. And you want to provide them with content, and you don't want to be like, if you're having a bad week, especially maybe you had a bad week at work and you're still like, you don't want to be on stream because then you're all like, oh my God. You want to find something that you can interact with to take your mind off your real world. Make sure your stream is taking their mind off the real world. I have a roulette wheel now to help engage my chatters and make things more interesting. And you never know how the night's going to go with that. I do the face paint. You never know how the night's going to go. It keeps things interesting. And I like to say that I like to try to have a hyped stream, an exciting stream, something that's going to make you crack up laughing. So mood plays a big effect in that, and finding a little niche to get hyped to have that content. Like maybe it's like, oh my God, tonight we're going to try to chug 3 water bottles in a row or something. Like every time you do something little to keep content interesting. And that's what I do. Now I think that makes me a little separate from Hex. He's more chill.
Oh, I was late on those bleepings. Camille, yeah, I always struggle with my physical health stuff and streaming at times, not wanting to let it impact the quality of my stream, but not wanting to let it down. By not streaming, it's a really hard balance. So Fireball can attest to that, and I feel like I can attest to the physical health aspect too. Having the issues that I have in my neck and back and stuff like that too, it's not easy to sit here and for a long period of time. You can always tell when I'm uncomfortable when I try it. Like I always go like this, and I'm like rubbing my neck right here, and it's just like my neck is just so tight, and it's painful. Sometimes it's hard to do it. I try not to show it, but it happens. So I want to go back to your question, Priest, and how do you answer?
I mean, I feel like the most important thing is to make things that you're comfortable with. I think trying to leave your personal stuff on the side and trying to do, the things that those people come to watch you to do, or I think that is like the important. But that's one of the things that I struggle with is like, I know no one's necessarily watching, not no one, but very few people right now are watching. And it's not necessarily that I'm bad or I'm not being engaging. It's that, sometimes I don't even like with just always like, do I even want to turn the stream on? Like, you've heard me say, should I turn it on? Should I do it? I don't know. And I feel like, you've kind of can make that commitment. I don't know. I feel like you guys are right. You have to be comfortable with what we're playing. And you've got to be yourself. If you can't be yourself or whom you want to be.
Depends on your brand.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Fireball says depends on your brand. I don't know if you heard as she was laughing there. I think it kind of brings up another aspect to let's see. I'm having a mind blank here. I knew I was going to go with, and now I don't.
We have defeated the great Captain Hexer.
Yeah, I just had a mind blank there. I got distracted by something, and then lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Oh, that's going to bug me. Oh, yeah, I know what it was now. So to caveat with that question again, the side to that is, how do you determine how long you should stream for? Is streaming for an hour okay? Is it acceptable? Or should you have a minimum, like 3 hour, hey, I have to stream for 3 hours? Like what is the best thing for that? Like, okay, you might only have 2 hours of time, but you want to play a game. Should you stream for the 2 hours and only have a 2 hour stream, or should you not stream at all? I at one point in time was like, if I'm gonna stream, I have to have at least 3 hours, and if I don't have 3 hours, I'm not gonna stream. I don't know really why my thought process was that way, but now more so for me, I would say that like if you can have an hour to stream, like that's an hour that you might get another follower into your stream. The downside is if you continue to do only an hour stream all the time, you might lose people too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's probably a delicate balance thing where I don't think there's really necessarily a right answer.
When I used to stream in the afternoons, my viewers knew that I streamed when I could. Even though I try to make a schedule and I try to stay as consistent as I could to the 11 to 11:30 start. If I started late, they're always like, "Ah, you must have had a crazy morning." So, but I mean, I'm still trying to find that balance with afternoon streams, and I might not find it again, but hopefully I do. But my viewers knew that I may be on today, and if not, I'm most likely gonna post and I'm not gonna make an afternoon stream. That was then, though. So I could get away with streaming for an hour and be fine, and they would be like, "Ah, we'll see you next time." So it varies on communities as well.
Right. Victor Beam says it's definitely a hard balance, and it likely depends on the community. But I've had some really great and open talks to the community about physical and mental health because if it's impacting, I've had a lot of rewarding conversation about it in general. That's a good point too, which goes back to the whole mental side, the anxiety side, or even physical health side of things. Fireball, you have to pick a book or remind you again for the book reading.
Any Dr. Seuss book, Fox and Socks would be tongue twisting.
That would be fun. And you have to create an event for it, Picto, so we can make sure we're there. Camille says that she does a minimum of 2 hours unless it's a mobile stream, and then it's at least an hour of streaming. The 2 hours gives you enough time to make progress in a game, get some investment from viewers, and give them a view of how the stream works. Okay, that's a good point.
I think she nailed that right there.
I think that's a good idea. I think that's 100% right. How?
I like that. Thank you.
So the next question, on to caveat on top of that too, and everybody has a different opinion. Let's say you're at the end of your stream, or close to your end of your stream, and then you hit a big raid in your channel. But you have like,
You have to go to work.
most people probably stream more towards the nighttime or something. But like in my instance, like in my case, I end at 2 p.m. I have to come in and help Fireball with the kid and that kind of stuff. So it's like I have a little bit more leeway on that. So like if I got hit by a massive raid, like within a couple minutes of me ending, I'm probably gonna send Fireball a text and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be a few minutes late," and she's been very, very receptive. No, she's been fairly receptive about that being okay. But like, at nighttime, let's say that you're streaming at night, so like maybe this is more based towards you, Camille, like because you stream more at nighttime, and then you have to get up in the morning for work. So what do you do if you got like a big raid right before you're gonna get off? Like, do you continue to stream, or do you just let everybody know that you have to leave, or or even that maybe you, Priest, can answer your idea on it?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Damn.
I feel like I'd probably stay.
Yeah, I mean it's like you got to keep on the grind. I feel like if you get that raid, you can't just end. There's been times where I've gotten a smaller raid, or even like a medium, like it was still a decent raid, but I hit one and then I was like, I have to go, and it was just because we had an appointment going and I felt bad. Like if I get a raid of, I would say 10 or more, I'm probably trying to extend the stream if I can, and if people are still engaging. But like Camille just said, yep, I had that, a 200 plus raid 2 minutes before your end time. I push a minimum of 30 to 60 minutes longer if you can handle it. That's insane.
Yeah, I feel like a good 30 minutes is enough time for them to gauge your personality and you to send them the wishes, like the thank yous and everything. I feel like you would have to have at least 30 minutes to engage with them so they can get to know you before you just leave.
So yeah, Talon, when I've had raids right before your time is up. If it's before I go to work, I apologize to the raiders and then let them know I'll be back after. But when it's my stream time, I extend. Okay. When you'll extend your time, okay. Yeah, so I think that's fairly similar in most cases. I mean, if you can afford the extra time to do it, you do it, and if you can't, then I mean, you really can't. It's just
You
that
have to take
simple.
care of yourself and your family first. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like we can't miss work to keep streaming, but like if it just lose a little bit of sleep, it's like okay, well, I might need to do this for a little bit.
Right.
you definitely want to make sure that you can still put food on your table regardless of what happens.
That's true.
I like to eat.
So I think we'll try to be so this first roundtable discussion I feel has gone fairly well so far. I want to definitely make sure I'm a little bit more prepared for different aspects and have a little bit more things. Is there anything else that we want to discuss on social media side, going back to that side of things? Or any other questions
Hit on at the
that
next media.
that we can hit on, or maybe we have another idea, another topic for the next roundtable. I want to try and keep doing these roundtables once a month if we can. It'll be like the first Saturday of the month, or the first weekend of the month if we can do it.
I like Picto's comment there.
Okay. Picto says, "Yeah, I've got almost an hour over, or gone almost an hour over because I'm teetering on increasing those averages. But there also have been times that I haven't, and I've just made sure to send them to someone I hope they'd like, so they'd come back to me too. There's been times where I've done that too. It's like, I got hit by a raid and I was just literally like, I've already hit the raid button. I just didn't hit that raid now. And it's just like, okay, we'll cancel this one and then do a raid again so everybody can join in and be like, sorry guys. And then we do like a joint raid. We do like I've done that before where it's like, I get the other streamer involved and be like, hey, I was just ending, but we're going to go raid this and we'll just, we'll do a joint raid between, because I mean, most of the communities that I do, most of the streamers that I know, we all have somebody in common. So in that case, we know, like, if, for instance, like, I think Palmyrian raided me at one day, and we have Mook in conjunction with each other, so we know him, and he was streaming. So it was like after he raided me, we just raided Mook, and it was a joint raid between us. So yeah.
I think we're still testing a lot of things, but I definitely.
You should save over the VOD somewhere for long-term storage. I will highlight it, and then I will also upload it to my YouTube account. So there's the YouTube if you wanna go there. I'll have it once we end here. I'll convert it to or I'll highlight it, and then I will upload it to my YouTube account, and it'll be there too. I don't know if it makes it permanent or not if you highlight it, but I will definitely highlight it. It might make it permanent, and then it'll definitely go straight to my to the YouTube side. Although you're not going to be able to read the comments from YouTube, it's just going to have the video. The bench gamers, I would be interested in knowing what you all think has really worked towards making your Twitch channel more successful. Being yourself. No, that's a whole nother topic. That's a good question. But I will probably say that, like, when I first started streaming, and I've said this a few times to a couple other people, when I first started streaming, I was always told that audio and video was not important. It was just be yourself and play and stream, right? I have to say I disagree. For me personally, I think audio is number one. Video is number two. Actually, I would say audio is number one, and then the content that you create, that you do, while you stream is number 2, and then video being number 3. I say that in that specific aspect because even if you watch somebody, you're not like if you're in somebody's chat, you're not always watching them, but you're always listening to them. In most cases, you're either going to listen or watch. Maybe not both. Sometimes you have to mute, but a majority of the time you're listening to what they're saying and what they're doing. If they have a terrible microphone and it's just like it's super bad,
Dogs, kids,
yeah,
whining.
I hate to say it, but like this is one of the reasons why I moved out to the garage space with my setup was because my office. Yeah, I mean my office.
Can you come help me change this light bulb, please? Can you stop playing your game? Come here, help me. No one wants to hear an angry wife.
Yeah, I mean it's just you hear all the background noise. That's bad. And then if you have like a really scratchy mic, I mean I know everybody can't afford the top end mic, but even like a decent like a Blue Yeti isn't or even a Blue Snowball. I mean those things are fairly inexpensive and they're good quality audio. But like having good audio I think is number 1. And then, you know, probably video is to me is right there up there with it. But like I don't want to have somebody streaming in 480 pixels or their games like super pixelated or it's just lagging, dropping frames all the time. Because I mean, why if you can't, I don't know.
I mean, if it's a streamer I know and I know their quality's good, they're just having a bad day or bad luck on their like internet.
Yeah,
I'll
but
work with it. But if it's like a new stream and I hop in and I see that, it's like.
I mean, that's the thing though, is like you can know somebody if you know somebody already and they're having a little bit of issues with technical difficulties. That's one thing. But if you jump into somebody you don't know and they're having technical difficulties, and it's audio video related, it's very discouraging to people that are coming in. They're like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, or oh, this guy has terrible stuff. I'm not gonna stay in and do it. So it's like I always appreciate when somebody says, hey, your audio is not working. It happens to me all the time. And it's like I realize that like I start streaming and all of a sudden I have, you know, I might have like 10 or 15 viewers, but like and then all of a sudden it drops. Like, you know, they don't even say anything. They don't say, and then the next thing I know, you know, one of my regulars mod, you know, like one of my mods, like Yukon or Caitlin, they come and say, hey, you have no game sound, and I'm like, well, I have no game sound since 6 o'clock this morning, and it's now 7:30, and nobody's said anything to me. So that's one of the things I had to start doing is like I started like right here. All of a sudden, all this. Like I just unmute myself on my Twitch thing, so all of a sudden I'll hear an echo, like you guys will hear in a second.
You might not hear it because the computer is outputting too. It's turned down.
No, well they might have heard it. I heard it slightly, but like that kind of stuff is like getting that stuff. Mr. Aesthetics, Subhex, and Mrs. Hex. Hey, how you doing? That's Fireball next to me. She goes by Fire. So that's my stuff.
I agree with you about the audio quality. If the audio quality isn't good, people won't listen. You know what I mean? Like, and you're right. Audio is the first thing that they hear.
Especially
Clearly,
for
but
girls.
you know.
I mean, sounds bad, but if I have technical difficulties, I know that I'm not really good at handling it, but I try to be. It may seem like I'm just a complete idiot, but I try to be quirky about it. And now maybe that makes me look stupider, but I try to be quirky and not get frustrated. Like I turn my frustration into weird quirky crap, even though I'm actually like on the inside.
I mean, yeah, frustration, agitation, all that kind of stuff comes out in your tones, in your voice. It comes across in your facial features. So if you can just kind of let it roll, you know what I mean? Like grin and bear it and just let it go. That's a good thing. I bet, you know, we've all heard people who've been playing who have like, you said a cranky wife or cranky mom in the background, or a fire alarm beeping incessantly.
Oh my
just
God,
like,
the fire alarm.
it's just like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, bro, but like, we can't be doing this. Like, you know, it takes a little bit of an investment, not a lot, but a little bit of investment to make sure that your stuff sounds good.
And that goes hand in hand with like when you're playing with other people, when you're doing co-streams or you're just playing, like for instance, like me and you, Priest, we play a lot of Blackout, a lot of squad games. You have squad people in there, and then they have a terrible microphone that's just like it's scratchy, or they're sitting there like they're sitting there, they vape in their microphone, and all of a sudden you hear in your ears, and you're just like, oh, like stop, dude, come on. And it's like, you can't do that. Please mute. That's
Or they do like a big bomb rip, kind of like this.
LOL.
Pictobeam, I was just talking to a friend about that same thing, why their streams aren't booming, and I told them it's because they're they're hecking talented, but can only stream in 540, and their frames sometimes lag. But I know once they get their beefy new PC, it'll be time. Yep.
You guys like how Hex took the microphone from me?
I took the microphone.
I believe that's called curated censorship.
The bench gamer says, yeah, this is the first month. This first month has been fairly, or been really, I can't even read, man. I'm giving Fireball a hard time on her streams. I can't read today. This first month has been really touch and go, trying to figure out everything and getting better at being more energetic with your stream. Yep, it will get easier over time, like Fireball says.
So awkward at first to stream.
Camille asks a very good question. How do you properly ask another streamer to use push to talk? I run across this probably at least once a week, and I just say, hey, you son of a, use push to talk. Maybe not quite
so
that vulgar, but
I'm like, hey, I love you, man, but like your background noise, it's too much.
I try to be very nice and be like, hey, like, can you adjust your microphone? And it's a little bit too loud. Or like, hey, if you're gonna vape, like, please, like, don't vape into your mic, like. Or I just simply say, hey, use push to talk. And then some people are like, I don't want to use push to talk. And then I'm like, all right, well then I guess I'm gonna find a new party to go with. And most of the people that I play with either respect it or they are no longer in my party. So
all I can say is I personally I feel bad making people upset, but I have to protect my stream. I have to protect my viewers. I'm gonna be with my viewers every day. I might not play that game with that person every day or ever again. You don't know. So friends are friends, but take care of your viewers too. Because people do have toxic friends, unfortunately, for your channel. You have to choose, I guess.
Sorry, I don't mean to be taking it away, but you have a lot more loud voice than me. And the other aspect is I want to try and catch up on some of this chat. While it's getting on 3 a.m. for you, Talon, I have to bow out. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic morning, I guess. Sleep well. And I hope we see you again. Thank you for letting me use your amazing art on here, because I think it fits this roundtable discussion. I might have to talk to you about making a roundtable one.
Or girl, appreciate it.
Communicate, because like I love this one streamer, but I can't co-stream with him because they won't use push to talk. He literally talks to his stream via open mic. So there is something called, if they want to use an open mic, you can use push to toggle. And this is another way I get people to talk on Discord, right? Is you can have an open mic all you want, and if you talk to your stream, I've co-streamed with somebody that has an open mic, and I just say, hey, you know what?
So I'll be talking like this, and I'm just like, yeah, man, it's really cool, really great, it's really awesome. And then all of a sudden, Hex does this thing, and I don't know why it does this thing, but
You can't hear me anymore.
Yeah. So what I was trying to get at is he was basically using an open mic, and then he was talking to his stream saying, oh, hey, thanks for the follow, or hey, thanks for this, or hey, thanks for that, or they're talking to their stream on the open channel. And it's like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. If you're like, if I'm streaming, my streamers get confused on like who just followed, or who did this, or who's, what's this about? I don't like it. You need to have a push to toggle where it toggle mutes Discord when you're talking to your channel. And if it happens every once in a while with that on, it's no big deal. But if it happens all the time, then I'm like, okay, use a push to talk button. And if they don't want to use a push to talk, I just have to limit myself away, because I look at my stream differently than others. Some people will think of it as a hobby. To others, I look as mine as more of a business, and I want to provide the best content that I can. And so if I have to move myself away from um certain people because of what they're doing or acting, then I have to do that to better off the content that's being created. It's not me trying to be like completely mean or rude to them. It's just that, like, if they don't have the respect to honor, by doing that, then why am I, they're not respecting me in that regard, or we're not respecting the stream. So why put up with it?
I feel like I'm at a disadvantage there because I play on PlayStation and I play with other streamers, and I can't. You just. It's harder to do that because then you have to mute the whole game basically. There's no quick, easy fix, unfortunately. So you have to pick and choose who you want to play with, and you want to make sure that their content is similar to your content. That way, if the mic does cross over, it's not as detrimental to one another's stream.
Mr. Aesthetic says, I just turn up my Discord sensitivity, or I turn my Discord sensitivity down so it doesn't pick up unwanted sound. Yep. But that doesn't work if they have open mics. Let's see here. It's past 7, and we're gonna have to go pick up our kid from the babysitter sooner than later. So we're probably gonna have to wrap this up.
Can we go out to eat?
Oh, that's okay.
But Picture says, this is why I like to have people on my stream. Or wait. This is why I can't read. I don't know. I need glasses. I give Fireball a hard time about this.
This is why I like to have people be on my stream or be on theirs.
Yeah, instead of both streaming at the same time. Yep. It's hard to do it, but like it's hard to balance it, and unfortunately sometimes you just have to be super direct with people, and it's hard to be direct with people. And I think that one of the hardest things, and maybe one of the next topics that we need to talk about, is how do you deal with the other streamers for the collaboration in that regard, or how do you deal with toxicity on your stream? Like, for instance, one day I was playing Blackout and I joined a random quad match, and then somebody started dropping racist slurs in the mic because they saw that I was streaming. And how do you deal with that? What do you do and that kind of stuff?
I think that would be a great topic.
I think
branding was going to be a good topic, and I really want to talk about that topic now, because talking about people interacting with you in your stream, letting them know if you stream, that could be a very huge topic that would also help your content and branding.
So
might be interesting.
I think we need to have people post different questions about streaming in general. That way we can kind of brainstorm some ideas and some topics to have the next roundtable discuss, and then maybe we'll try to do, instead of just a 2-hour one, we'll do like a 3 or 4 hour stream. It was
topics that we come up with.
Yeah, I wanted to do like a shorter one to begin with, to kind of make sure we have some of the basics worked out, and so we have some of the kinks worked out. I think for the most part it went fairly well. But please post feedback in my Discord, in the roundtable channel in my Discord. Please post feedback that you have, whether this could be better done this way, or this was great. Any kind of feedback that you have, much appreciated.
I wish we talked on this, ideas to talk about.
Right.
Maybe if this has helped you, please let us know. That would make me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah, if it's
to come out of this with something.
I want us all. My whole goal is to have everybody leave here with a little bit better understanding on what they can do to make things better on social media, on being a better streamer in general. It's not just social media, but being a better streamer in general. How do we, and that's what I want to focus on trying to do, is spread knowledge between every streamer that we have here. and everybody in general. That way, like, we all can use our success stories to better off. I want to try. I think we learn from mistakes, but I want to try and stay on the the positive side of as much as we can to say, hey, this is a success story. This is how I've seen growth. This is how this is, you know, this is what I've done. So yeah.
Me too.
I can't wait to see everybody do featured tweets. That's gonna it's gonna happen. Monday, I guarantee you Monday it's gonna happen.
Just wait till Shroud does it. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh god. Look at how far your idea might go, Picto.
Picto's going viral. If I do it though, I'm giving all the credit to Picto.
For sure.
You know
Gotta cite your sources.
Yeah. Priest, thanks for joining in and being part of the conversation here. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for inviting me, man. I just appreciate it.
Yeah, and if anybody's wondering, let's see, make sure I type this in right because
Picto, is that oh my gosh, what's his name? The Airbender? I forgot his name. Avatar the Airbender? Paint that on my face.
paint that on your face. If you haven't checked out Probably Priest, that is his Twitch channel right there. He is another fantastic streamer. So say hello to him.
Well,
Show
thank
him
you
some
guys.
love. On another note, we will be next Tuesday I will not be streaming. I have to be a chauffeur for my dad. He's not able to drive anywhere yet from his whole experience, so I have to drive him on Tuesday on a business adventure. So I will not be streaming Tuesday, but Monday we'll be back at 6 a.m. for Sea of Thieves, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Sea of Thieves, and then we'll be doing Blackout from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. I believe. And Priest, if you're on during any of that time, hit me up. We'll play.
Day and night. Thank you, Picto. You too.
Yep, I hope everybody has a fantastic night. We're going to go ahead and send everybody to somebody that we know who's online.
Who do we know? Who will it be?
Who is the lucky candidate today?
Did you say pirate? Who's the lucky pirate today?
Candidate.
Oh. You should say pirate.
Pirate. Who's the lucky pirate today? Yeah. Do, 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 do. Oh, I know who we're sending everybody to. Guys, if you don't know who this person is, he is one of the nicest person I know on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope you guys will enjoy his stream. Papa Bear is a fantastic guy. So show him some love. Say hello. Use the emotes if you have them. If you don't, just do Hex Raid and chat. And we will see you guys come Monday. Thank you again for being here. And as these roundtables continue to grow, I hope to see more and more success out of them. And I hope that it's helped everybody to a certain extent.
Well, thank you guys, everyone. Hex, Fireball, everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend, and
Bye.